Thanks for tuning in to another Bob's Pro Shot video ball review. Today we're going to take a look at the all-new Roto Grip Clone. The Clone features the cloned ET core, which is a modification off of the ET core that we saw in the UFO series. Pretty much they changed the density of the ET cloned core, and what ended up happening was the RG went down and the diff went up, which makes this ball essentially a lot stronger than the original ET core that we saw in the UFO. The cover is going to be OptiTrack Solid Reactive, and the box finish is Reactagloss. So we got a polished solid on with this ball, kind of like we saw at the Hustle RIP. At 15 pounds, this ball has an RG of 251 and a diff of 056 with the PSA of 016. I wasn't too sure what to expect with this ball. I really wasn't expecting a lot from it for myself personally because the original UFO series did not match up with me at all. I had drilled two original UFOs. Neither of them rolled good for me. UFO Alert didn't roll good for me. So I was kind of thinking the clone was going to be kind of in that same range where it just wasn't going to match up with me as a bowler. But I was pleasantly surprised. I really like right now how we're coming out with a lot of polished solids because for me personally, it blends the lane out really well and it gives me kind of the best of both worlds where I get a little bit cleaner through the fronts and I still have a good reaction down lane and my ball seeing the mid lane. It's kind of like all three phases of ball motion that you want to see. And when the solid stuff is polished, they match up with me really well. The clone for me was a little bit more angular than I was expecting on the back end. But like I said, it's still clear through the fronts really well, which you like to see out of a big asymmetrical ball. This ball for me is kind of, it's at the top of the bag. It's up there with your gems, your realities, your big, strong asymmetrical pieces like the DNA, but it's a slight step down just because it has that polished Reactagloss on it. So it kind of complements those big asymmetrical balls really well. And like I was saying, I really like how this ball retains its energy for down lane, and it kind of makes like a pearl motion down lane without being a actual pearl ball. It's all based off of that Reactagloss finish that just gets it further down lane. I haven't taken the shine off of this ball, and I'm actually not sure if I'm going to. I think I'm probably going to keep the polish on it. That way it can complement those big ASIM balls that I have. I feel like if I were to hit this with, 1,500, 1,000, or even 2,000, I feel like I'm essentially just recreating the UFO or I'm recreating the same motion that I would get from my gem. With having the factory polish on it, I think it complements those two very well. Right now in the league, this is giving me a really good look, but also one of our other Pro Shop members, he was actually practicing on the Del Ballard pattern for a couple of weekends in a row, and I had the chance after I drilled this and the dynamics. I was like, let's just try to throw it, and I had a fantastic look with the clone on Del Ballard. And if you know, Del Ballard's a 36-foot pattern. It's a little shorter, but just kind of the way that this ball rolled off the back end once it cleared the pattern and it rolled forward, it was a really good look. And I had a really good look on a tougher pattern, on a shorter pattern, where I probably wouldn't typically put this ball into use, but I had a fantastic look with it. So this ball is really versatile for myself. I'm really liking it. I'm going to keep it in my bag. And like I said, it's going to kind of be my biggest ball that I bring to league on weeknights. This ball definitely makes the travel bag, especially when I'm going out of town. This is going to be in my top 6 that I take whenever I'm going out of town, bowling on tougher stuff or bowling in houses that I'm unfamiliar with. I definitely see myself getting a lot of use out of the clone. Thanks for tuning in to another Bob's Pro Shot video ball review. If you can, take a chance to like us on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube and Instagram channel to stay up to date with all of our videos. Thanks and have a great day.